Boom. Here we are. Once again, let me go ahead and rename myself because I get to do that sometimes. Oops. I'll keep it simple. You already know what it is, man. It's your man, SumOfMan, like the grand total. We got my man Noir King, R6, R7, still sending suckers straight to heaven. We got AgeZilla, aka Age Scott. The drawings keep it hot. You know what I'm saying? And we're on Black Men Meet. And today we're talking about Martin Luther King. We'll talk about civil rights. You feel me? The name of it is What Happens to a Dream Deferred. We're gonna talk about his dream and just how we feel about that and any number of topics that are related to that. You feel me? And the reason I chose this title, and I actually want to start off with something kind of cool, but the reason I chose this title is because it's a famous poem. You know what I'm saying? By Langston.
Brother,
What's up?
brother, we had that. I know we're gonna do the Martin Luther King conversation mandatory, but we had such an in-depth mental health check-in before we went live. I think people need to hear how we are all going through these times right now, but we kind of got to lean on each other and motivate each other to keep ourselves together, because King checked us in and we're all kind of feeling it, right? Like kind of feeling a certain way. Am I tripping or what?
Yeah, no, you are completely correct.
You hit it on the head.
And let's go ahead and do that, man. So before we started, as my man Age was saying, we were talking. We asked each other how we felt. You feel me? And all of us was like stressed. We stressed about different things, and it's important, I think, for us as people, but also straight up as men, to keep it together and to keep going forward and keep pushing. But sometimes, when we get stressed like that, we can produce, right? Because we're called to produce. But before the show started, we were recognizing that sometimes even if you produce and even if people like it, in our hearts, we know that maybe it's not our best. You know what I'm saying? And that we're hurting, or that we're down bad, or that we're just going through some things.
Also facts. Yeah, man. I mean, there's not really much else to say on that intro. I mean, times is hard, man. One of my sayings I like to say, life is hard all over. It'll never really get easier.
Right.
What you gonna do?
I think
what you gonna do? But it's so interesting that we are. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, King. I don't mean to step on your conversation. Please finish your thought, please.
I was just gonna say it's interesting that we have this episode today.
Right.
It's like, wow. It's almost like, wow, stars are aligning, man. That's crazy. Like, I was just talking about this the other day. Like, it's funny how we here now and we still, Black people, dealing with the same, like, man,
right.
Same
400,
shit.
500 years later.
And we still being told we not good enough. Like, come on, man.
Right, when we some of the best out. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Look at the records. Look at the records.
And like as we were mentioning before, how we're all kind of stressed. It's important that we talk about it, we acknowledge it, because it doesn't make us weak. It makes us strong, and we should take that image off that Black men can't talk about it. And we're all going through some things right now. So even a platform tonight on Martin Luther King's Day, and then to talk with you, and everyone's going through moments. It's like King mentioned. It's in the stars. It's a good day to do this. So, yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Hey, just a sidebar real quick to what Age just said. I'm gonna say this: strong men cry, weak men cannot cry. Just remember that.
I feel that.
I'll
be having a hard time crying. I'm like, tears fall, bro. Kids be like, nah, bro. But you're right. You're right. I tell my son that it's okay to cry. I tell other little kids, especially boys, that it's okay to cry. Like,
Facts.
you can't hold that shit in. You know that they say scientifically there is a type of toxin in your body that only comes out when you cry. That's wild.
Wow.
That's
That
wild.
is wild. I've never heard that, but that's pretty cool. I'm gonna look that up. That's dope.
Yeah, look
Now
it
I
up.
must know.
Look it up. Tear
I
toxins,
will
man.
look that up.
And you know, my mom used to say,
But nah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean,
if
that's
you,
why we have orifices.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
my mom used to tell me, if you need to cry, cry and have a good cry. Like cry and let it out.
Mm-hmm.
Let it out, you know. And if you need to cry indoors and get a good cry out, because outdoors, you know, you got to go out.
Be looking at you crazy.
You got to go back outdoors eventually. So cry indoors if that's your safe space, because you got to go back outside eventually.
Right, and you got to get back to work.
Yeah.
And what I tell my son also is, if you gotta cry, but don't pout. I'm like, hey, none of that whine and stuff like that. But if it's really serious, cry about it. If you gotta cry, but don't just be mad because you didn't get your way. Right. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, that's some good fatherly advice right there. I mean, so many dads are pressing that whole issue of like, you gotta be the strongest and the toughest. Rock, you gotta be. And it's like, but why though? Like,
Right. And it's, you know what? See, I think that we need to widen what we think about when we think about strength. You know, you said if you can't cry or if you don't cry, that's not a sign of strength. You know what I'm saying? Holding your tears in is not a sign of strength. Letting your tears go is a sign of strength, because we all feel embarrassed, all that kind of stuff, and we feel like it's weak or it's feminine or whatever we want to say it is, right? And to go against that and to express the feeling that you're feeling, to me, that's the ultimate strength. You feel me? To go against the programming that we got in our brains.
Brother, you know what? That's so cool that you mentioned the keyword programming, because black people, but I'm gonna just speak on black men. Black men's programming, we're so twisted the way we are programmed to even deal with each other. Like we're programmed when we walk by each other, cats be like, automatically, if it's a stranger, you automatically go into like a defense mode. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Certain areas, you got to worry about your clothing. Is it red? Is it blue? Fuck. I mean, I get it that some of these things are hood chronicles, right? I guess, but it makes. I mean, you look at the bigger picture when you get older. It was like, wow, we're programmed so twisted to like be so self-destructive.
Right.
But may I speak on that real quick? That programming that you speak on right there, though, that is exactly what Martin Luther King was trying to underline when he said, I wish that my children will be judged by the actions of their character, not the color of their skin. You know, I had a roommate once and we had a discussion about that. And he was like, why do you think people are afraid of black people? And I was like, ignorance. He was like, what do you mean? And like, well, back in the day, people used to get hunted at night. And it's only logical that Europeans would fear dark-skinned people because most of them died at night. A living embodiment of seeing that would torture you. I wouldn't know what to do with that. And this is again, we also have to remember that the world was way more ignorant than it is today. So when I say things like that, people be like, no, it's real. It's like what's another good one? Good historical figure. Oh, you know Amberlynn?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay. That I think is the greatest story of what's the word here? What's that word? snake oil salesman. That right there was a prime example of a snake oil salesman, right? They say this chick who was blind and deaf and dumb was able to go and make political statements at the White House at the time, back in the 1800s, right? That was her story. Okay. Now, we all know that you can, in life, live, even today, being blind or deaf, and there are places that have blind and deaf colonies together, right? But the thing that's so interesting about Amberlynn is that she was taught after she had gotten older, like she was like 19 or whatever when she started her tour, right? And this person just basically bullshitted their way because her parents were rich and they didn't want to have an heir that was not, and socially acceptable. That's the word I'm looking for there. Why I say that? Because if somebody is willing to do that for one person, one that they feel a way about, what would they do for an entire people that they feel a way about? And they have the power to shift the way you think.
Okay. With Amberlynn, are you saying that like they propped her up as a figure, but she really wasn't?
110%. It is documented, physically documented, that you as a human being, no matter how talented or skilled you may think you are, if you do not possess either sight or hearing, you cannot function in the world, in society, because you can imagine, what is your favorite thing in the world? SumOfMan, what's your favorite thing right now? What's your favorite experience in the world right now?
I can think of a couple, but we'll say video games.
Okay. Now, you play video games, right? A lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine if you had to play video games and you were blind. Do you think you would still have as much fun?
No, it would be trash.
Okay. Do you think that you would have as much fun if you were deaf?
It would be alright.
Okay. Now imagine if you had no concept of video games whatsoever, right? None. And you were both blind and deaf. Do you think that you'd be able to have fun with video games then?
No, I wouldn't even be able to play.
Exactly. You wouldn't. So how is this person who has zero concept of food, water, politics, the air, color, anything you could think of, gonna go and sit in front of the White House? Like literally any experience that you can imagine yourself having today, I being us sitting here, or the viewers at home. Now imagine you had no concept of that though. Like you went to go pick up a part.
So the question is, how does she learn those things, and how does she get to say those things? Yeah, right. She couldn't, because she's
she has no concept of that to begin with. You see what I'm saying? So it's very easy to trick people. This is how they were able to convince us as a people that we were bad. You understand? This is how people were able to get in slavery and get in the minds of the black man. You feel what I'm saying? To even now today, like I said, like I mentioned on shows in the past, one of the things I hate the most is when I hear people capping on each other, because that's just some white person in the background, like, doing exactly what we're programmed to do.
We all did it.
Exactly.
And I mean, I still kill rappers in my raps. I'm gonna keep it real.
I
feel like that goes kind of back to Africa though. I ain't gonna lie.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Some of our traditions, when you look at it through, I guess, the European eye, some of them be like, what the hell are we doing? But some of the stuff we do, it's just a black thing. I mean, like the dozens and like even the interpretation of the word nigga, like we don't
nigga. It's like, come on, stop playing with me. Y'all know where it came from.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna go, but I will say is that on Martin Luther King's Day, it's really cool to be able to have this type of communication of Black knowledge and Black conversation, because this is one of his dreams that has been fulfilled. I mean, Black people are talking.
And we have a bigger platform than we ever had in this country. You know what I'm saying? Like people. I try to keep it real, and people want to front and pretend shit is not like it is. All right, we literally went from a place where we were Sambo. We were literally Sambo. Okay, to we own production companies. Issa Rae just got a production company. I don't care if this man wear dress. Tyler Perry got a production company. Oprah got a production company. That's multiple Black production companies. Spike Lee Ben had one. Come on. And we're getting Black billionaires. There was a point in time in American history, you know, and I mean American history. I don't mean the entire history of this country, because this is only 400 years. This country is thousands of years old. You know what I'm saying? That's the true history. And I mean, that's the extended history, we'll say. Right? But in American history, the last 400 years, there was a point in the 1900s where we had the first Black millionaires in this country. That's crazy. And now 100 years later, we're getting the first Black billionaires.
And then look at our culture. I mean, even though we still get looked down at and frowned upon, Black culture, come on, man, hip hop.
Black culture is world culture.
Everyone.
Afrobeat. There's not a person on earth who does not dance to Afrobeat.
All right, everyone has a Black culture, bro. Either you love it or you love it and you want to be it.
So you hate it.
You love it. You love it. It's like one of the three. You love it. You either love it, you love it and you want to be it, or you love it and you hate the fact that you love it so much.
Right.
But you hate it, nigga.
You hate it because you ain't it. It's not my fault, man. It is not my fault. Y'all need to go ahead and come back to the pasture, dog. Get with the program, bro.
It's cool. Go ahead, King. It's on you, G.
I was just gonna say earlier, you guys mentioned the going back and forth, and you're right. Poetry battles are spoken word battles before there was rap battles.
Right.
That was like common everywhere around the world. Like everybody, like it was common to come to somebody and be like, "Sir, I believe your horse walks with a limp." What? Where are you coming with that from? Your donkey does not look like a proper ass. Oh, it is war. It is war.
That's funny.
It is war. So I mean, funny. I get it.
Hey, honestly, look, this is kind of a total side note. Y'all know I be playing games. I be playing 2K, and I be talking so much trash about the people in 2K. I stay off the mic most of the time, but if they start doing a certain amount of trash, I gotta get on, bro, and talk trash to them. my brother, he was like, "Hey, man, don't talk trash to our teammates," and I'm like, bro. They asked me to talk trash about them with the way that they was playing. If I don't talk trash about them, they're not gonna do the right thing. It's not gonna happen.
I go full Windsor redemption.
Right. I'm on their head. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you stop doing that. You stop throwing the ball. Hold the ball. Wait for the pass.
Come on, you know half the fun of being an intelligent Black person in America is to be able to flame your co-worker at a job and like not get fired. Like,
right. Just keep it hella real. In public too. It was like they're like, that was some creative shit you said.
It has articulation to be able to flame a motherfucker and be like,
right, and make them feel good about it. Make them feel good about it. You taught them something about their life.
Not hit a.
Boy, you ain't gone. Fill in the blank.
Right. They're like, you know what? That's actually true.
Try to make sure desperately not to repeat don't repeat a Dave Chappelle though. Don't keep it real and it go wrong.
Oh yeah, right. It's a thin line. It's a thin line between love and hate.
Keeping it real. So wrong. It is very. Yeah.
No, it happens. That's keeping it too real.
Great movie.
Hey, back to the subject though. We was talking about we was talking about love, right? We was talking about hate.
That's funny.
Right? Or we was talking about fear. And fear, I think you were right, Noir King, controls this country, this world, and I think it's controlled us for a long time. And I think about fear, and I think that the opposite of fear is actually love and not hate. You know what I'm saying? Because to hate something, most times people love something else. You love something so much that you gotta hate something else. You know what I'm saying? But I think really fear and love are at war here. You know, myself, I'm on the side of love, right? I'm fighting for the people I love. I'm not trying to fight against anybody if I don't have to. You feel me? But on the other side of the equation is fear, and people being controlled by fear, people being motivated by fear. You know what I'm saying? Doing what they're doing out of fear, working out of fear, like mistreating other people out of fear, distancing themselves from other people out of fear. You feel me? Being selfish out of fear for not having enough. Like the world is gonna, just expire all of a sudden. We're not gonna have nothing to our names.
Hey man, you know it's crazy that you mentioned fear, because now that we sitting here talking, I'm thinking about it, and it's so crazy, because like World War II, right, was very close to the civil rights movement, and I can't just not think of the fact that they really have put Japanese people in camps, and I'm pretty sure that
here in the Bay Area,
in that time was
here
like,
in the Bay
yeah,
Area.
No. Yeah, like that really, like
in San Francisco, bro, Berkeley,
like,
they was like, y'all gotta
really,
go.
Yep. So,
no, go ahead, King. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no, it's the thing froze. I didn't know. But yeah, no, I was just gonna say that that was definitely a turning point for minorities in this country, because it showed that the authority was willing to be like, oh, you got civil liberties? I don't think so.
Right.
That's out. That's out. Now, mind you, to be facts, to be 100% fair to the United States government, okay, it was the Nazis, Hitler especially, that pushed the Japanese into attacking Pearl Harbor. If you guys did not know that, all right. So it wasn't like that. Them being put in camps was not just something that they just did. It was a legitimate reason behind it, but still, it showed again that they could just be like, "Hey, you know what?
When it comes down to it,
you thought that facts, that security you thought that you had, that's gone, just like that." So,
and as King talks about the fear of like what we went through, but like right now with the virus and corona in the air, people are coming up sick. People are, and it's not just being sick, but you're gonna eventually get over the sickness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
And but people are hesitant to just be like when you hear of your homie getting corona and getting over it, when do you give that homie a hug?
5 years later.
Yeah, you said 5 years later. Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Wow.
And no, seriously. You're like, have you ran across a homie that has gotten over corona and they're back at work and they're like, I'm over it, but are you hesitant to talking to them? Your conversation on quick. All right, bro. Like, bro, you ain't trying to talk to them. You ain't trying to. They're back at work.
Bro.
They're happy to be back, so they're looking for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, what's up, King?
Right.
Give me a hug, my G.
Look,
Like,
we're gonna dab it up, bro. Don't cough next to me, dog.
And then you say 5 years, it's like this fear is
5 years.
The fear is real, bro. Like, and then wonder about this homie who's going through that. You went through quarantine for 3 weeks. That shit's no joke.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then you get back to society, motherfuckers don't want to fuck with you no more.
Right.
That's crazy. So I end up getting COVID though. I ain't mad. I'm gonna be sitting up there on fucking unemployment, eating Fruit Loops. Like, what up though, man? Who trying to stream?
Yeah, that's funny. Right. Hey, look, I don't want to get COVID, and I seen a lot of mugs get COVID up in this piece. I ain't gonna lie, dog. And I'm trying not to be afraid, but I'm like, man, this shit is too rampant right now.
Oh, brothers, I kind of heard some shit, and I don't want to put ideas out there, but I heard that like everyone's gonna get it eventually.
I'm not surprised, dog.
No matter how your body takes it, and if you are resilient to it, like you take yourself strong.
Right.
Hey man,
we're gonna see.
I'm just gonna say
cross my fingers, bro. I've been free this whole time.
Facts. Remember though, Fauci and the CDC and most of the American medical population just got caught faking most of those numbers from the original outbreak. So
I already knew, man.
Take that shit with a grain of salt, man.
Right. And a lot of hospitals were misrepresenting numbers too.
Yep. A lot of them, even outside, and Fauci had to go forward to admit that. I thought I should say that. Right. Again, gotta know both sides.
And look, I ain't
as scary as they make it. Remember, kids, the news only makes money if you watch it.
Right. That's why I watch that bullshit. But I call myself conspiracy brother every Monday and Tuesday. So Bill Gates just said, who's with the Ebola shit in Africa, who said black people should take it first. This man just said he thinks that coronavirus after this one is gonna become kind of novel, like the flu, and become an annual thing. And this is the same dude who had an entire meeting about this right before it happened. Like
this is the same dude.
3 or 4 months, and he called it cold too.
Planned Parenthood.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Planned Parenthood, and people get, they lose the ability to become infertile with the vaccinations, the Ebola vaccinations. And then you were involved with COVID, but you have a meeting, right? And all after that, all these businesses and business owners step down, right? Leading up into February, where we had a big influx, and then you go silent when we don't hear nothing about you for years, and you pop up just to say, oh, I think it could be like getting under control. Like it might be like the novel flu. Where do you come from, dog?
Everybody should get vaccinated for a virus. Everybody should get vaccinated for a virus that y'all created. That's crazy.
That y'all created that doesn't even really kill that many people. Really. Okay.
You gotta have pre-existing conditions.
Right. And sometimes people have pre-existing conditions that they didn't know, which could happen if you got the flu.
Yep.
Right.
You know what, brothers? I'm sorry, but this has like lightweight freaking me out because I'm that kid from the 80s that watched all those apocalyptic movies, Road Warrior, and Blade Runner,
people.
And they all kind of positioned themselves in the year 2000 something 20, and then you always watch these movies, and it was like something happened, but they never got to like. Here's where we're at in this world today, but it never kind of spoke about what got the people there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just live in this world of apocalyptic shit. But what happened that led to the And I'm like, man, it's just really some real shit right now, bro.
It is, and look, man, that's why I keep my eyes open. I keep my eyes peeled. Look for the truth. That's why I tell people, man, look for the truth. Do the research.
Facts.
Shit gotta add up.
I can tell you right now, the 3 most amazing things to ever happen to civilization that got us to where we are right now. Number 1, the discovery of agriculture, being able to farm and grow food. 2, the invention of cities, like actual city states. That was like the major leap forward. And then 3, the Industrial Revolution, because that taught us what's the word here that I'm looking for? That taught refined mechanics, if that makes sense, which then led to mass production. So
right. Which leads it to computers.
Facts. So without those three things, like without those three major events in human history, we would not be close to where we are today. Like, could you imagine if Rome would have not fallen? Like, damn, we probably still be right here where we are right now. Just, it would be a lot shittier, and slavery probably wouldn't have happened because everybody would have either been Roman or British or German.
Yeah.
There's a thought. Like, imagine that. Like,
German.
fucking Germany just instead of going east, they go west, and they just go into China and be like, all right, we about to just take all of this shit. What? Where'd you come from?
If they could, and I think, when it comes to the topic of Martin Luther King, I always think Malcolm. I'm a Malcolm person.
He was the coolest.
Same both.
Yeah,
I'm a Malcolm person.
I mean,
Malcolm,
you know what?
Martin Luther King.
If you're going to speak of Martin, you should speak of Malcolm because they're like in the same vein. Like, and no, brother, take it away. You have the thought, please.
So in that vein, let's talk about the dream. I titled it "What Happens to a Dream Deferred." I don't think that is necessarily a dream deferred, but I do think that the dream is still going. So maybe we all check in about where we think the dream is at currently. Age, you want to take us away?
This is a long ass dream, bro.
Man. Man.
I mean, damn. I feel like I could get canceled for my blackness from black people saying that shit out loud. This is a long ass dream, bro.
Right.
Jesus Christ. Ooh. And the dream evolved. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a nightmare. I'm gonna just say that fuck, man. Like, it's been a long, nasty dream that it's had some good moments, but it's been some really weird moments in this dream.
Right.
So.
Right. Personally, I'm not trying to be dreaming no more. I'm trying to be wide awake, eyes open in this mug, making decisions. Okay. Securing land, property, you feel me? Space. Like, this is ours, guys. If you want to come over here, these the rules. Okay.
That's definitely one way to do it.
Yeah, sure. King, what's your thought, bro?
Man. Where does one start? Boy, I don't know. I don't know. Like, to quote the end of the Watchmen, they took your idea and they deformed it. They mutilated it. They turned humanity into a joke of itself. I mean, it's ridiculous. And now we get to sit here and see that instead of we all being judged by our actions, we are now judged by our level of victimhood. What kind of bullshit is that? That's not what that was about, man. What? You got hurt in a car accident? Well, I got hit by a train, so obviously my life is worse.
Right. I feel it, man. And you know what, bro? Them people who do that, they can have it. But they not gonna be around me. Right? I'm not fucking with them.
Absolutely not.
And speaking of the dream,
absolutely not.
To me, that's it. I feel like Martin Luther King, his dream was actually achieved. And I feel like
in certain ways.
Right, in certain ways. And I feel like parts of it are not what we thought it would be. And I feel like he knew that. And I feel like that's why they assassinated him. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Malcolm X. You feel me? I think it's really just different approaches. And personally, where I'm at with it is I want black cities, dog. I want black cities. I want, black spaces on the internet, bruh. I want black companies.
No, big facts.
All of that. And
now
I need it to be black.
I agree. You speaking on the assassination thing, I was just gonna say, speaking on the assassination thing, though, honestly, like as much as I hate that it happened, the more I think about it, Martin Luther King's assassination was literally the end of major political assassinations. You feel me? Then they stopped killing us in the street. Then they started poisoning us, with drugs.
Mm-hmm.
But the exact opposite of what they wanted to happen happened. They killed Martin Luther King and it just turned him into a martyr. You feel me? Which they did not. Which is now why heroes and TV shows and movies and all that shit, they're like, oh no, I don't want to kill you because that'll turn you into a martyr. Of course, because that's what happened. And now y'all don't know what to do. Because now black people ain't never gonna shut up. Because now you know what's gonna happen if they do. You're gonna kill us. So what do we have to be afraid of you for? If that's all you got, or some dogs or some water, the fuck am I gonna be afraid of you for? I'm not. Like that shit up out of here, bro. Get it up out of here.
Like that.
It's funny. I mean, it's funny, but it's not. But it's funny because we've seen the dogs and the water, and we've seen Martin and Malcolm go through their dreams and nightmares, and we've witnessed all this as black people. So Martin, his dream probably was fulfilled, because I can't speak for that great man. I wasn't in his shoes personally. I'm gonna have I'm gonna have that much respect for him to say that. But his dream was his dream. And as a people, we live vicariously through his dream, but I don't think his dream was all of our dreams. We want a little bit more.
Yeah,
we want a little bit. We want to dream more. I mean, respect to Martin and his dream, and Malcolm and all the greats that sacrificed for the cause. But at 2020, with all the things that's going on, I think we as black people, we're a little bit more conscious, and we know we want more. And I think we know, I mean, not that I think, but I know we want more. I know we know how to get more now, because we're more in a situation to do so. And I know that we can shake the establishment, and we are, but the dream of Martin's dream was his dream. Was it fulfilled? I'm sure it was in his lifetime, but our dream as a people, I think we want more than just to be
together and integrated and all that kind of stuff.
It's good to be like together, but right about now, give me my respect to my chips, and I'm cool with the togetherness. Like
right. Give me my dough.
Yeah, give me my property. Give me my land. Give me some security. Give me some. What about now? As black, I'll trade that together kumbaya for peace in the streets.
Ooh.
And job security.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that.
Some universal health care in this mug, dog.
Yeah, I'm cool with. I mean, the together, because what I'm saying is all that togetherness is gonna happen naturally if it's supposed to happen. Like, I don't need to dream about one day I'm gonna be standing next to some white man and be cool with him. Nah, because you know what? If it's meant for me to be cool with this white guy, it's gonna happen under universal. I don't need to I don't want to use. If I'm in a genie and I get 3 wishes, Adrian, you get 3. Well, can I get 1 wish to be able to be cool with other people? Like, fuck that.
No, dog.
I'm cool.
I don't want that, dog.
My wish is to be kumbaya with motherfuckers.
Right.
He said, no. Hey, that's hella funny you say that, because I remember at Sidebar, when I beat Fable 2, they give you the option of bringing everybody back. If you bring everybody back, to all the villages and all the cities will love you because you brought back their loved ones, or you can get $1 billion. And I was like, yeah, I want $1 million. Like that, all the love and the admiration of people in these cities don't mean jack shit to me, nigga. Give me them nuggets.
Give me my dough. Big Draft in the chat says, I can breathe. All right. Shout out to that.
Hey,
I can breathe. Give me my money, dog. Give me what you owe me. Give me my ancestors' money. Give me my ancestors' land.
Check this out. You know what? Black people in our day and age, we are not a revengeful culture.
Right.
like white people.
That's because they beat that out of us.
White people are more afraid of that we will flash on them for the shit we've been through than we are actually thinking about flashing. Like I'm like, but you're right. Like there's property and establishments I should be collecting for my great grandparents.
Right.
And like, you know,
all of that. Look,
all that.
we talked about the Japanese internment camps. Okay, the people got money. They got a fat check, and then they got ducats afterwards. The Holocaust, people got paid for the Holocaust, and they children, and I believe their grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? Generations that got paid for that. I'm not gonna say it's enough, but it's more than nothing. What did black people get? We got fucking bombs. Okay, you know what?
Also,
look, people talk about 40 acres and a mule, right? Like, oh, give me my 40 acres and a mule. But we don't actually talk about where that shit comes from. And I researched it. And we actually got 40 acres and a mule. People in the South were given 40 acres and a mule. And what happened is in those states where people had this land, they produced crops so good over the next 10 years that the white people who lived there, they said, y'all got to take this land back from them because they're out producing us. Okay, so we had that, and then they took it back from us by using the law, the government. All right, and that's what continues to happen to black people in this country, and we really at this point in history gotta like respect that. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta understand that that's at play. No matter how nice these mugs be seeming, that's always at play. And you get people who be talking about Democrats and Republicans. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about no Democrats and Republicans. Okay?
Facts.
They belong to the same organization. They all capitalists, and don't none of them like us.
Tell me shit, bro. Oh my God. You know what?
Lesser of two evils. I'm not choosing evil no more. I'm choosing good. What the fuck?
That shit so stupid. Democrats and Republicans or left and right are the same fucking bullshit, bro. It's like, what the fuck?
Big facts. Big facts. Hey man, like I said, if you take the worst qualities of an elephant and a donkey, all you get is a lot of shit.
Look, check this out. The American flag is 3 colors, right? Blue, red, white.
Mm-hmm.
Blue, color of the Democrats. Red, color of the Republicans. But what's the white? Okay.
The white's supposed to represent the independence of our freedoms.
Independence of our freedoms.
Independence of our freedoms, bro.
Independence is white. Independence is white, apparently.
Freedom of independence.
Independence is white.
Or our freedom of independence. However you want to. And the red, I think the blue is like
blood of the people.
I'm trying to remember because they drilled this into my head. It's like the blue is like liberty. The red was supposed to be for the blood of the soldiers that fought, and the white was supposed to represent the freedom that we all wish to. Something like that. I don't know.
Something like that.
You know the funny thing is that side note, but when you watch the Boondocks now in hindsight, the Boondocks kind of predicted a lot of shit, like in some Simpson type of way. Hold a minute. They predicted the fried chickens and the
the epidemic.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that was a good episode.
That was crazy. They predicted R. Kelly, R. Kelly moment.
Trial,
nuts, right?
Yeah.
But then the Martin Luther King episode where Martin kind of comes back and he's here. He's like, I actually got shot for this. And he looks around at the black people and the culture of today. And would Martin be satisfied with where we're at as a people for all
Absolutely
of
not.
And listen,
I'm not satisfied.
Let's open it up even a little further. Let's open it like would the black martyrs of before be satisfied with the sacrifice that they put their lives on the line and where we're at as a people? Like,
I'll be real with you, man. They just look at the NBA, the NFL, and MLB, and look at these motherfuckers running around here doing the exact same shit that they were trying to fight against. Right. No, they would not. Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all these people fought so that we wouldn't have to sit around and juck and jive and dance on a fucking stick. And that's exactly what all of them do. And it's mind blowing to me that we as a people still sit here, like you said, we forget that there is something at play here. There is an invisible hand that will always be there, and it's always gonna say, hey, remember, don't do that. Y'all, there was you might not have ever heard of it, and this is a prime example of what I'm talking about, right? Down south, there was a town near New Mexico, before it was New Mexico, and it was a bunch of Native Americans were brought into this town to help defend it from the Mexicans and just, bandits. They turned the town around. They started agricultural farms. It was great. Town started doing amazing. The white people in the town, they saw this, and they went to the New Mexican government, and they was like, hey, check this out. This town is getting way too dope, way too fast, and it's full of nothing but Indians. What I'm thinking we do is we take some horses and we go run over there and we just take it. And that's exactly what they did. And they killed every single Indian that was in that town. And that's it. And then they tried to burn the town down and rebuild it. Now, mind you, that didn't happen. And the record's still today. That's why we know that this place existed. But like you said, it just goes to show you that hand will always be there. Okay, always. Like, anytime you see a black celebrity on TV and they kind of look like they want to say something, but then they pull back, there it is the end.
Right.
There it is the
end. Right. And see, that's therein lies the rub. All right. When you look at all these things that we were talking about earlier, as far as economics go, a lot of times there's a white person who is the gatekeeper. All right. Black record labels, they're usually child labels of white record companies. NWA, founded by Eazy-E, but backed by a white dude.
Viacom, right?
Viacom. Right. A white dude who had connections at Viacom. He wasn't even Viacom himself. You feel me? But he had connections, right? And then that's how they get signed. So every time a record comes out, the first person to get money is Viacom. The last people to get money is the members of NWA themselves. Right?
Big facts.
And it's still like that today.
Oh yeah, and that goes for all entertainment, like not just black entertainers, but white entertainers, Asian entertainers. K-pop, man, you are a slave, okay? Straight up slave. And that's in South Korea, all right? Like, yo, there's actually something, quick side note real quick, because I just found out about this and it's terrible. There's a thing where white people are paid to do duets for China, and they have a Chinese overlord where this guy will sit in a room with them and force them to make TikToks and social media content for China so they can force them to help promote the Chinese political agenda. There you go. And that is 110% modern day slavery. I don't feel bad for them. I just want this information out there because it's interesting that this shit still goes on, and motherfuckers don't even realize that they're slaves. I mean, if you're in debt, technically you are a slave.
Right.
So there you go.
Until you say, man, fuck y'all. But that's what we dealing with. And as a people, we have to really recognize that. And regardless of anything else, these other races of people, they know that. They know how stuff is, and they choose to work within it or outside of it, and they do that as a people. You feel me?
Yes.
Chinatown.
That's the most important part.
Chinatown. Like, do you know how mad people would be if we try to make an Africa town or a black town? You know what I'm saying? A Negro town, Negus town, Negus world. You feel me? They'll have a freaking fit. Okay.
You know what?
Chinatown, Koreatown,
but
Little Saigon.
Even though they would have a fit, it's almost like you can't. I mean, black people. Okay, look. There's the barrio. The Hispanics got their area on lock. They got their stores on lock.
Right.
Japanese have Japan on lock.
Right.
So if they're blacks, we as blacks, if we have all areas and all we want to do is pump crack and shoot each other up, I mean, we can't. That's not programming. Like, I mean,
I agree.
Even though in the barrio, the Hispanics do they have their conflicts too. But look at the restaurants. Why, man? Come on, there's a Mexican restaurant or on every block in the barrio. So families are eating.
Yes,
Families are eating,
and they. I think that a lot of time Latino people, they do a lot of hard work and they work in a very smart way. And I don't know if Black people are willing to work like that right now.
Come on, wait, hold up. When I see my Hispanic brothers at Home Depot at 5:30, 6 in the morning, standing out there, freezing, looking for work, I know cats look at them a certain way, but I'd be like, my daddy used to tell me, the early bird gets the worm. So if them men want to go stand out there and go get that money, I salute them gentlemen,
right?
Because
they're hard workers.
They're working.
What else can you do?
But see, black dudes have too much pride.
Right.
We rather go get a bundle of some dope and compete with each other. Like niggas on the next block selling dope. He's selling weed. It's like 8 crack dealers and 12 weed sellers on one block.
Right. I mean, I feel like it's that, but check this out though. They'll stand outside though.
We won't go stand outside for a job or looking for, not even a job, but looking for help or a handout.
But
who the fuck want to give a handout to a black man though? But
like
facts and age, man. That goes.
Go ahead, King. It's on you, Jake.
But no, I was gonna say, man, that goes back to what I was talking about earlier with the victim mentality. Like, why would I want to go work when I want people to work for so long? That, I want the easy money because it's here. It's easy. I want it, and I should have it. That's why people go out there and they do it. I mean, like if you listen to any of these criminal like confessions of drug dealers or anything like that on YouTube, almost all of them say the same thing, man. I ain't trying to go out there and work. I ain't trying to get money to hard. I ain't trying to do all that. I'm trying to get it quick and easy.
But then, let's also remember that we celebrate the 50 Cent mantra, get rich or die trying. Ain't nobody trying to get moderately paid and die trying.
And I think that's the thing, like
moderately paid.
Yeah,
black people.
The album is not named "Get Paid Okay."
Right. As a black person, I don't want just a little bit. I want the whole pie, dog. Because you know what? I deserve it. Mm-hmm. Because my people work for it. I'm taking it because it's mine. You know what I'm saying? We work for it. You owe it to us. It's mine now. I'm taking it, whether you like it or not. And then it comes down to you can do this the easy way or the hard way, dog. What's up? Make a decision. Make a move.
But back to the hard way. Like, are we as a people above? Like I said, I'm not gonna judge. I'm not putting all culture against the Hispanics or anyone else because, like I said, I see my brothers stand out there and get that money. I'm like, hey, more power to them. But like, why will we as a people won't stand out there, or why can't we as a people just unite and build up stores in our hood? Why are we like so destructive to each other? That's that programming. Because like I said, Japantown got it going on, the barrios got it going on, and everything between.
Check this out though. Check this out.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard for black people to hire black people, and they burned it down.
That's the point.
Wait. That's big. Why is it? Wait. That first part. It's hard for black people to hire black people.
Yes, sir. I will say it first. Okay, look. I am not even gonna front. When I was out there in the job market searching for a job, and it would ask you, are you black, white, Hispanic, whatever, I'd hate the fact that I had to put African American because I damn near knew almost off top that meant I wasn't getting no job. You feel me? Like damn near almost off top. I remember one time I went and I got hired at this one spot, and everybody in there was black. The manager was black, all the employees was black, and we had one Hispanic employee, and he was the majority. right? I ain't never in my life felt so like at ease, but not at ease at the same time. Because here's the thing, because we were all in this place together, there was almost zero, I don't want to say slacking, but unaccountability. Everybody knew what their purpose here was. We was here to work. That was it. Everybody did their job, except for when we didn't.
Right.
And in those very few moments that we didn't, that's when the blackness came out. And that's when but it wasn't like a thing. It was just like, oh, okay, hey, here we are, black people working together, being black. Because that was my first time where I ever worked with a crew that was entirely black. You know, usually it was all mixed race, but it was really cool. We got together, we worked, and it was nice. It was really interesting being held to a different standard than working in a more mixed race environment where, you know, white people don't do jack shit and get away with doing jack shit, and then you or any other minority is being put to such a high standard. Like, the number one thing I hate, and this is, again, no offense, this is the stereotype that unfortunately follows the people. I hate working with Asian people in retail, because no matter what type of manager I get, that whatever Asian person it is almost always gonna work registers. Always. Why? Because Asian people are supposed to be good with math. And I'm like, bro, why don't people just, you know, what? Like, what kind of bullshit is that? Like, that's utterly ridiculous. I mean, and that right there, though, is just a subtle form of racism that, you know, the overlord, the man, because they don't have to be white, they don't have to be black, they don't have to be yellow, they can just be part of the system. Like they said in the Matrix, nigga, every mind that we ain't freed is just another potential agent.
But brother, you know what you say about you don't have to be white, black, or green, or whatever. Right now, if you're of color, you have to be good. Black people, if you have to be damn good.
You got to be the best.
You're doing. You have to be really
absolutely
good.
The best.
You have to be the best
as
every
a black
time.
person. And I'm not. I mean, when I say, I don't want to say I have to be the best out of competing with people around me, but I have to be the best at me every fucking day. I got to really have my game face on, because these people really don't want to hire you, and if you do get hired, you got to be under your shit, and you got to be on your shit, and it's like it's not a scary tactic, but you really do got to be on your shit today, bro.
No, that's true. That's true. And you know, that's why I stay on my square as a man. And I think overall, what we really need in this time and what we're lacking is togetherness as black people, right? Because in Chinatown, they all live together. They get all their products from China, and all their businesses come through China. In the barrio, they all live together. They all work together. They all hand each other jobs, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, man,
and their products come from South America. Or Central America. They come from Mexico, they come from Salvador, and they're connected with manufacturers and producers. But the difference is, black people, we don't have the means of production because we're not connected to Africa like that. And Africa doesn't even really ship to America and big businesses like that. They ship locally mostly. You feel me? And we have to buy our stuff from the white man or from the man. From the government, from here, or from somebody else. And I think that makes a really big difference economically, you know, because we get money and we might get the same amount of money, but we don't have anybody black to spend it with. Do we?
And brother, just think about it, think about the properties that blacks do obtain, and like when we do get a business or something, like cats hate, they don't want to support. It's weird, man.
That's true, but there's more to it than that, because sometimes we do support, and then the government will literally come in and change laws, like downtown Oakland, right? We all grew up here. We know that shit was black as fuck. Okay, we used to go to all those businesses down there. Didn't you support those businesses down there? I did. I love that shit.
I did.
Right,
yes.
Right.
Yes.
But what happened? Zoning laws changed. Building laws changed. You needed this, that, and the third to get up to code now. Now they gotta make a 20, 30, 40, $50,000 investment just to be able to do business, and they can't, because as good as they're doing, they still gotta pay somebody for the filling in their donuts. You know what I'm saying? For the products that are on their shelf, and they're not sourced from some other country. They're sourced from this country, and every time we buy that shit, they taxing the fuck out of us. Okay, it already cost the highest, and then you gotta pay the most tax on that shit. Look, I'm gonna keep it real. Look, I bought these USBs right here, and you know where I bought them from? China. You know how much they was? $4 a pop, dog.
What? You said $4. Hey, you know what? That's interesting you say that, because I mean the most hated foreign motorcycle is the Ducati, because the Ducati ain't really all that expensive. The problem is that you can only get the parts for it from Italy, so you got to outsource all of them. So it's impossible. Like most mechanics won't even work on it. If you bring a Ducati to the shop, they'll be like, "Yeah, good luck, good luck, homie, because it's gonna cost me. It's gonna cost you more to buy the parts than it is to fix the bike," which is ridiculous, because Ducati's is a really good bike, and I wish that it didn't cost so much, because I buy one.
Right,
and bro. You said something about it's a time for togetherness, and I know we have all this beautiful Black conversation going on, but in vain with Martin Luther King's conversation, we as Black people, we got to do better with our sisters and our relationships with each other. Like,
yeah, you're right.
Like, even if we're dating each other, like, I'm not gonna say let me tell you, my sister was flaming interracial dating. She was just like, I hate it because white bitches or Mexican bitches take in and they think they're better. And I'm just in the car like, well, you know, she may take me too. So
damn.
I'm just gonna get you keep it quiet.
Okay, as I'm thinking about Lupe or some shit. But no, I mean, I'm all for dating outside your race, but that doesn't mean we as Black people, Black men and Black women, we should do better by each other. It's just weird. It's just
right. And you know what I think will really hold us together? Two things: common goals, okay, and common standards.
Oh yeah, nah, you know, that's one thing that we don't share as a people.
Right, and we might never share it like globally, and it doesn't even matter. We need to work on sharing those with the people that we fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Common goals and common standards, and we need to be able to talk to each other about that kind of stuff. We need to be able to come to each other if we feel like somebody's not holding up their end of the standards, and have a real conversation and see real changes. You know what I'm saying? And not just let stuff fall to the wayside. And we got to be able to come back to our goals and be like, is this shit that we're doing even aligning?
We should as Black people, we should drop this whole Jesus bullshit and start worshiping a Nazi, man. This is another reason why we fail as a people. Like, when you look at the Hispanics, when you look at the whites, when you look at all them other races, they all have a central figure, religious, dominating, overarching figure to relate to. And what do Black people pray to? Jesus. White people pray to Jesus.
Jesus.
We
praying to Cesare Borgia. That's what we praying to. Keep it real.
Facts. Like, man, I do not like that for us as a people. And again, just to remind Black people out there, if y'all think that Christianity was so big brain, just remember that they almost killed Galileo because he said the sun was the center of the universe. A fact that we all in the modern day know to be true, except for flat earthers. I'm gonna be nice to y'all today and give y'all that and give y'all that one. I do not support flat earthers in any way, shape, or form, but I will give you that you are the dumbest motherfuckers on this sphere of a planet. Almost said this giant flat world, but then I would have given you what you wanted, and it's not what I'm gonna do, because I don't support idiocracy in that way. But yeah, I mean, think about it though, man. We don't have a central religion. We don't have, like you said, we don't have a central focus. Our people are divided. We don't live in areas together because we are afraid. I mean, like, think about this, if you will. A black apartment complex and an Asian apartment complex. In a black apartment complex, you'd be hard pressed to ask your neighbor for sugar unless they old. You ain't going to Jimmy or fucking two trays, you feel me, for sugar. Hell nah, you ain't going to that nigga's house. Hell nah. But you gonna go to Miss Jefferson's house, she got sugar and that's cool. But Asian people, they go to anybody's house. They don't care, especially if they're in the same apartment complex, because they all working to keep that shit together and make it lit. Black people come together in an apartment complex. We over here trying to find out who's about to be the best lookout.
Yeah, I feel it. I just think the dynamics are different, and I think that's kind of where crazy situation that we in is, that the dynamics are different because we don't have a country that we can go back to, or that we have a country that we come from, but we're not connected. You know what I'm saying? And we're not like the civil rights movement. It essentially died, and we're
that's
not
a big thing.
It is. We're not in a place where we're coming together over something or around something. We want to, right? As you see with how people flock to something like the BLM movement, or people flock to the ADOS thing. People flock to Black Panther. Right. Yeah. Like anything where we could feel free to be black. You know what I'm saying? We want to be around and be supporting all that kind of stuff. Even people who are toxic. Umar Johnson. But it's like at a certain point, we gotta just have that sit down, man. And we gotta, like I said, we gotta work with people that we're close to. And we gotta start moving toward a direction, because that's what other races do, right? A group of Hispanic cats who put 3 or 4 families in a house together, right? To lower the cost on everybody so that they can save more money. They'll cook together, they'll buy food together, they'll shop at, Hispanic stores,
I've seen
right? That shit really happens so that their kids can grow up and buy houses. That's a plan, bro. That's a goal with actions that progress the goal. You feel me? Same thing with Chinatown. You can go to Chinatown right fucking now, and if you look right in the middle, it's a big ass apartment complex. All them Asian motherfuckers live up in there. It's all Chinese, straight up from top to bottom. They come downstairs, they shop right there, give Chinese people money. They don't even have to leave, bro. They don't have to leave. They got a school. That's a goal.
They do. I've been there. Yeah, I've been there before. That's just lit.
Right.
But no, I was gonna say, man,
they just rebuild shit. You know what I'm saying? It's an immersion school, and they're like little black kids, little white kids. We'll take you.
You mentioned facts. You mentioned Black Lives Matter, which I'm gonna say right now goes directly against what Martin Luther King's dream was all about. Hey guys, look, I'm black. Did you not know I'm black? Because now I gotta tell you that I'm black. Because me being black is not enough. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that I'm black, which is exactly not what we want to be doing here. I need to exist. That's my whole goal. If now my existence is now threatened because I'm black, well, that's an everyday for me. So that's not really, you're not really telling me nothing I don't know. But now you telling me that I need to put something on my body that tells other people that I'm black. All right, cool. So what happens when people who aren't black start taking up this mantle? And now does that mean I have to call some fucking white girl from Jersey black? Or some Asian motherfucker who ain't never ever witnessed oppression black because they wearing our symbol? Because
Black Lives Matter is for them. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was never for us to begin with. And black people ate it up. Yeah, black people ate it up. Like, it was like, that was about us. Like, that was our movement. Like, dude, they did not give 2 fucks about black people. They never announced, they never ever was like, yo, stop black on black violence. They wasn't sitting down there trying to patrol the streets. Okay, they wasn't talking about building black healthcare facilities, or trying to raise up black doctors or black nurses or black scientists or bankers or any of that shit. Like, they were solely about cash. That's why they took the money and they ran when they got it. Okay?
And see, as black people, kind of like you said earlier, right, about snake oil. We gotta watch out for snake oil salesmen in the black community. All right. I don't believe nothing that nobody says ever. And I tell everybody that. I don't believe nothing I say.
That is so funny. Damn, that's how we get along. Because I still feel the same way. That motherfucker, I don't trust nothing that nobody say ever. Oh my god, that is fucking hilarious. Holy shit.
All right.
That's no ever.
That's so funny.
I'm sorry, it is. That's just so. Because I sit there and say that shit all the time at work. Like, I don't trust nobody. Never, no, fuck that. Especially if you make more money than me, I definitely don't trust you.
Right? Don't tell me shit. I don't want to hear about it. Look. A side note: this dude on 2K, right? I'm testing him out. This man is talking about, don't mind my rating. I usually do good. I'm like, nigga, I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't care about none of that. You need to show me. You need to show me what you're gonna do when the chips are down, bro. That's what I want to see. So, like, I trust what people do. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know. Okay, so right now, in the vein of Martin Luther King and all, we're all comic book nerds to a degree, but I don't know if you guys heard, but DC is plotting to have a black Joker.
Really?
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I do not. Yeah. I do not like that idea at all.
Right now, and I'm on this chat with some comic book talk, and I'm gonna actually put the picture up online, tell people to tune in. We're talking about this right now. But yeah, DC's Batwoman is considering to have a black Joker, and people are buzzing about this. And I don't know how you guys feel about this, but like, does that show some progression in the comic book world that Joker is about to be shown as black?
Absolutely not. Especially in that shitty ass DC fucking Batwoman show. And I'm not knocking on Batwoman the character, because I love Batwoman the character. Alright. But see, again, a lot of people don't understand the history of these characters. Same thing with Starfire. When they were like, hey, we're gonna make Starfire black, I almost threw my fucking phone through the window. Like, are you serious? Y'all gonna take the only character in DC Comics that was sold as a sex slave and make her black? Okay, for sure. Oh, Batwoman's gonna be black. All right, cool. So again, strong black females can't be straight. They have to be lesbian or helped out by somebody else. You feel me? Like, I don't understand this Hollywood idea of what strong female power or strong female empowerment looks like. But like, man, they gotta go read some books or some shit, because like, this shit is ridiculous, man. Like, this I don't know.
I feel you, but
if you're gonna do a comic book character on some black, just don't rehash an old concept and flip it on like the black Iron Man. There's an Iron
War Machine. Ironheart.
Ironheart.
Yeah,
that made me mad too. Right. And Moon Boy was also some kid from the moon that they changed to some black chick with like puffy hair. And it was like, yep, this is the new Moon Girl now. I'm like, see, this is the type of shit I'm talking about, bruh. Who asked you to do that?
Right. I feel what you're saying. You know what it is? It's like they're posturing. They're not doing good black characters. They're just making people black just to make them black, to say that they fulfilled a role. Like we have a black person here. We have a gay person in here. We have somebody who's disabled.
Can I ask you a real question? Besides the obvious Black Panther, let's take that out the equation. What is a good representation of a black superhero?
Spawn.
Luke Cage.
Wait, Luke Cage is hella good.
It's Spawn. Luke Cage, yeah.
Yeah, Spawn definitely Spawn.
I don't give a fuck what people say. I like Blade.
I'm looking forward to Blade.
But new Blade, not 19.
Look, bro, I like the old Blade.
I don't know.
I don't care what nobody says, bro. Blade 3 was my shit, bro. I rewatched that movie hella times. When he gave that motherfucker at people's elbow, I was like, damn, bro.
Yeah, man. You
know what? No, I'm talking about the old comics, because they were super cheesy and terrible. The movies are fine.
Yeah.
The movies are whatever, but the old comics of Blade was ass. Falcon, let's shout out Falcon now.
You know what? I didn't like Captain Falcon, but it was cool. It was good. I mean, Falcon Winter Soldier?
Black superhero pretty much damn near ever, actually, at Marvel. So
Cloak
there you go.
Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger.
Yep.
That was a cool concept of black dude, white chick. I dig it.
Cyborg and Teen Titans. Come on.
That's a good character.
No,
Cyborg is probably one of the best characters that they do in any movie. He's usually decent.
The reason why Cyborg, I feel, is getting a kind of a bad rap is because they kind of milk him a lot.
They do.
They use him a lot and a lot of. But in the books, when he first, I was reading the book. I'm just actually talking from a book perspective. Cyborg is a righteous character.
He is. He is. Like he's always about that good shit. But you know what they need to include in DC? Fucking Mr. Terrific. Okay. Because that's a smart motherfucker, man.
Well, he's in the show. He was in the Arrowverse for a while. Which again, they had to nerf him and make him. Well, not. I won't say they nerfed him because that's not fair to say that. But they did make him gay, which was his entire character. Which is, again, what I'm talking about when I say I don't understand why they don't understand how to write characters. A character trait for a character is not being gay. That's not even a personality trait. That's just who the character is. They just exist.
So gentlemen, a Joker that's black. I mean,
look, I'll take it. I don't care what nobody says, but I want everybody to be black. Make them all black, and then give us new black characters too.
DC already has a universe where everyone is black. Universe 26. But they don't ever use it because I won't say it doesn't make any sense because it's actually
make all the regular characters black. Give us more black characters. I want all of it. I want everything.
I mean, you know what? I will say from
black actors.
I can see somebody being a Joker wannabe or a Joker cult or like Joker inspired. Okay, I'm black and I want to be like the Joker. But making the Joker black, no. But a son of the Joker or a follower of the Joker, the Jokers, I can see black dudes.
Right, and that's better as far as a writing standpoint. And I just feel like their writing is trash in Hollywood. I feel like overall Hollywood got trash writing.
To be fair though, there has already been a black Joker. It was the Joker from The Batman, the animated series. He had dreads. He was actually black. The creators came out and was like, yeah, he was black. I was like, really?
And that was good. Like, that was good. Like, wow, that was a good rendition.
Yeah, I mean that was. I never knew that.
But then, if you on some animation, remember like Batman Beyond, there was the Jokers. Like it wasn't the Joker, but it was a bunch of kids that were inspired. Right. So they picked up his mantra, and I was just like, well, you can always, I can use.
Yeah, and that's good writing. And you know what? I'm gonna keep it real.
It is.
As far as DC goes, and all the superhero shows, the animated versions are better, hands down. They're just way better, and the stories are more compelling. And I really like anime, and I like animated stories because I feel like they can tell very human stories in fantastic ways without the need for super gigantic special effects. Like I don't even remember shit that happened in any of the Marvel movies. I just remember explosions and fights and slams and all that kind of shit. I don't remember what these niggas talked about, man. I don't remember messages and themes and shit. But I could think about right now some animated stuff that I've seen from DC Dark, I think it is, like Dark Avengers. Like Dark Avengers, I was like, oh my god, bro. I'm thinking about a scene where Cyborg, the character in Dark Avengers, he got like captured by Darkseid, and he used the mother box that's in his chest to power these big machines, right? And then like they came and they were like gonna rescue him, and he's like, nah, dog, I'm gonna blow everything up. Y'all leave. Fuck these niggas, man. He said, booyah, bitch.
Dark Justice League. I remember.
Yeah, Dark Justice League. Dark Justice League. I'll say Dark Avengers. Dark Justice League. Right? See, you remember that shit? It was iconic. I felt as a black person, I felt hella good. I was like, that's the right thing to do, dog. I'm mad at you dying, but fuck these niggas, man.
But bro, on that same note, let's celebrate. I know we're almost out of here, but let's celebrate the small accomplishment. I mean, not small, but huge from where we've been at. Because hey, Get Out was amazing.
Right.
The fact that some black people survived a horror movie, I was just like, wow, Get Out and Black Panther came out in like the same year. That was a great year to be black.
The soundtrack, grade A. It's one of the best soundtracks of any movie of all time, dog.
Black people surviving at the end of a horror flick, never been done, and black superhero that just was
right. And
that is true.
And look,
it's a great time in movies.
Right. And I'm gonna give a shout out to some of these new rappers. I might not always like what they say, but a lot of these people are actually branching out, making a lot of money in the music industry, in the movie industry, doing sync-in, doing placements, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to all the rappers.
Oh yeah, big.
Right, doing that kind of stuff. Like Sway Lee's on everything. If Sway Lee gets on anything, it's gonna be a hit. And he has a song in the Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah.
And you know what? Another thing I want to say, shout out to all the upcoming podcasters and the motherfuckers who are getting paid off of podcasting.
Right.
And putting black folk, my niggas, onto a new hustle.
Right. And all the YouTubers
out
Noriega,
out there, man, for having the
right? Noriega, come on. Look, hey, for real,
Thanks.
who thought Noriega of all people, bro, was gonna have a show like that?
Nori, yo, you know what? I'll put it out there. Nori is the god of hip hop podcasting.
He is.
He's the god. He's the god. Like
he does it the best, bro. He does it the best.
Yeah, he showed us all how to do it.
He is the GOAT for sure.
Yep.
For sure.
And so look again, shout out to Issa Rae. You feel me? Her own fucking production studio. Insecure, one of the best shows on TV. Like just straight slap.
Yeah, and even though I'm not really supporting all this stuff, but all the black folk that are doing some media thing, as long as you ain't selling no drugs or hurt nobody, like fuck it, do your thing, black man.
Hey man, regardless how y'all feel, man, shout out Breakfast Club, bro. Shout out Charlamagne the God, bro.
Shout out Oprah.
DJ and what is it? DJ Envy and Angela Yee.
Hey, look, Charlamagne the God. He know what he's doing, but I'm gonna keep it real. That motherfucker say some real shit sometimes.
He do, but he knows he's playing the role, and he's playing
right.
He's playing
it to a T. He's playing it to a T.
Absolutely.
He's like one of the original trolls of the internet, dog. He's a mega super troll.
You know who I just got onto? I know I'm late, but I've been watching DJ Academics.
Oh yeah. Academics cool. Academics cool. He be having good people on.
Yeah, he be holding his own.
It's funny.
Him and Freddie Gibbs.
Oh yeah, hey, Freddie Gibbs is nice. Freddie Gibbs is dope.
Yeah. I will just say this. I love Academic. Only thing I hate is he's the reason why we have these SoundCloud rappers and mumble rap.
Yeah.
Get that bag.
Yeah, so some of this music I don't like today. I ain't gonna lie. I be telling these kids, I'm like, y'all got low standards, bro. I'm sorry. Y'all got low standards for hip hop.
Oh my god, yes.
It's not my fault, bro. I'm not even judging you, but it's facts.
Same note, shout out to Kanye West, shout out to Yeezy, shout out to like all the rappers, Puff Daddy. Even if your tracks aren't always hot or whatever, you're a black man getting it and like fuck it, you ain't hurt nobody.
Right.
Hey man, shout out again to Puff because I didn't met J-Lo and you right, dog. That ass was to die for. There you go. That's my one.
That's funny.
She's just got me.
And you know what, bro? Shout out to ourselves for having this platform and for talking about these kind of things, man. Being open in this way. Creating space for black men to do this.
Shout out to Martin Luther King for sacrificing and having us be able to have this day to reflect and
right. And Malcolm X, dog.
And Malcolm, of course.
Gotta shout out both. So look, I got a question, and then I'm gonna read this poem, and then we could call it for tonight. Do y'all got final thoughts? Y'all wrap it up?
Yeah, if I had a final thought for tonight, it would be from this day forward, man, as black people, as a people, to go forth every day and try to think of and put into action one thing that will help move us forward as a people.
Final thought. Like that's dope. As King mentioned, one thing, if we just did one thing that you could truly do, even if it's just saying hello to somebody, or just being like opening a door, sending good vibe, like just do something. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that, and I'm gonna add to that part. Do one thing for the culture, do one thing for yourself too, because we need you, dog. So here we are. Wow, this is a good question. Good question. Who made you realize understanding our history and culture is important to our future?
Man, I hate that I cannot remember this guy's name. I'm gonna look it up for the next show, but the guy who invented the traffic light.
Excuse me, what was the question one more time, please?
Who made you realize understanding our history and culture is important to our future?
No, the reason why I say that is because up until that point, I never knew that Black people had achievements like that. Like, you gotta understand, again, the traffic light was invented in the mid to late 1800s. Okay, so think about how long that was before people had traffic lights, and then think about how long after that is, because that guy didn't just do that. He made the gas mask, rebreathers. He did like that. Basically, the idea of putting a anything that has to do with a pipe, a source of oxygen, and like a mask, that was him. So like anesthesia, all that, like it's crazy. And then again, Black people, we had so many inventions, man. That one guy, like, probably had one of the greatest.
You know, I'll follow suit with that. As King mentioned, like growing up Black, as soon as I was able to understand literature and all, like it seemed like I was bombarded with information of inventors and this and that and how great. And I really didn't understand. It was like almost an onslaught of how much you should know. And I really didn't know. But as soon as I got mature enough to start falling into some maturity of understanding, it's like the older I got, the more important it became.
Yeah, right.
I didn't really understand all the greatness. Like, okay, it's peanuts and this dude peanut butter. You know, I get it. Like, and and my teacher's like, no, but like, I didn't really get it till maybe I don't think high school really did it for me either. It was just like hanging around conscious people, my parents, my grandparents. Maybe it's a village. Maybe the school did teach me a little because my friends, maybe, I don't know. I don't know when it really just hit, but it didn't resonate with me when I was young.
I heard that.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, again, like I said, I had to do a report on that guy, and I was like, damn, man, he did a lot. Like, whoa.
Yeah, I had to do reports too, and I'm like, damn, dude did a zillion things with the peanut. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm sorry.
No, that's so funny when you think about it. But then you think about like people putting spins on Rosa Parks just sitting on the bus. Like how comedians say she didn't do nothing special. She just was tired and didn't want to get up.
Yeah. Well, that's because they wasn't there. They couldn't understand the cultural
but it's
impact.
Like, but yeah, we shouldn't make fun of it. But yeah, whatever.
Right.
What about you?
I get that though. I mean, it's like how people. Yeah, SumOfMan. What about you, man?
Well, two people. One whose name I don't remember, and I apologize for that. But the other is my grandma. And it's funny that as you mentioned, Mr. Peanut, is because we did a science project. It was like in 2nd or 3rd grade, and we had a board, and we just had all the inventions that he ever made. Not all, but like a bunch of inventions that he made.
Yeah.
with peanuts and the sweet potato. Okay, I had never heard about anything to do with the sweet potato, right? And there's no way in life as a second or third grader that I ever would have thought of doing a science fair project on George Washington Carver. Never would have been a thought. I asked my grandma, I was like, Grandma, we gotta do a science fair project. Of course, everybody wants to do a volcano, but I was like, I'm done with the volcano. I want to do something different. She's like, baby, we could do it on George Washington Carver. I said, huh? Who's that? George Washington Carver.
But
right?
See,
and
you got that knowledge from your grandmother like that. I'm telling you, like, I think it's like
it was built in. Yeah. It was built in. I remember all the inventions. Like, I'm looking at the list, I'm looking at the stuff, I'm like, damn, this is hella shit. How did one person invent this much shit?
That's how I thought of it too when I was young. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Also, we have to remember too that a black man, I can't remember his name, but black people invented the eyeglass frame. Benjamin Franklin just invented the ability to create nearsighted glasses, farsighted and reading glasses. But black people were the ones who invented glasses themselves. So there you go.
Black people invented the first car. Ford was the first mass producer of it.
Yeah, Ford produced mass production. Okay, he created the industrial engine that we burns today. So the 40-hour work week and all that bullshit, yeah, you can attest that to that.
Yeah,
it's kind of shitty when you think about it.
Did y'all have to watch Roots at school? Like,
absolutely not. That movie
I watched Roots in college, but that was crazy.
I had to watch Roots in school. It was like, boy. And I go into like a predominantly all black school, and there's like a couple white people there. The white people were scared shitless for like 30 days.
Right. I watched it in an African history class. It was the same way. We watched it. It was 8 hours. I'm like, God damn, boy. That's a crazy story, though. It's a crazy story.
I think for like a week or something.
Right. Like an hour and a half, hour and a week. Like we watched like 55 minutes a week, and then talk about it. And it was it was some feelings in that room, dog.
They go to lunch and all the white people sit together like, boy.
You should look at them.
What the hell, motherfucker, man?
Even if your name was Toby, you don't call me Toby.
Facts. Big facts.
You gonna start calling me James, dog.
Even your white friends that you weren't cool with for like 30 days, they just want to just, bro, Adrian, I'm gonna just go sit over here with the other homies.
Right. Right. It was like I gotta hang out with my white friends for the next month. Hey, but you know what, bro? If there's any slavery movie that you do watch, I think that is the one, because that gives you more than enough about the actuality of slavery, and it's important that we don't forget. 12 Years a Slave is a pretty good one, and I mean, if you're gonna watch another one, watch Nat Turner.
Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation.
Yo,
you gotta watch that shit. Watch Birth of a Nation. Right. And look, this is a side note, but my favorite Western movie of all time will probably always be Django Unchained.
Django, baby. Ooh.
Gotta watch it. It's required viewing. It's a rite of passage. I can't wait till my son turns 16 so I can show him.
I heard somewhere that Billy the Kid was black, and they made him white because they didn't want other black people to go outlaw, which of course didn't stop nobody. But like that was an interesting little bit of history I heard. Mm-hmm. I was like, damn, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised though. I mean, when you think about his crimes, what did he do? He didn't really rob banks. He was more like a cattle rustler, right? Mm-hmm. Which is again, black people. Again, you know what's hella funny? When I hear white people call themselves cowboys, because that was a slave term that they used for us on the farm, and white people were called cow hands, and black people who worked the farm were called cowboys, and now white people call themselves cowboys because we can't have shit apparently. You feel me? Like
even derogatory terms, like first of all, you use the word nigga against us. Then y'all want to start calling each other niggas, man? Come on, bro.
Y'all can't even let us have that. Like, damn, man, we can't have nothing.
Right. You gonna try to do all this hurtful ass shit and then turn around and just use it? Like, get out of here.
And then still take our. That is, what they say in Family Guy. Can you pass that N-word, Jim? What'd you call me? That is our word. You are not allowed to use it.
Right. Right. I don't care if that's what people call me. You can't call me that. You better call me regular schmegler, Jen.
I don't know.
You know what? I really do feel like white folk
regular.
are upset with the fact that black folk have internalized nigga. And really, I mean, I know it's so much conversation about it, but like, how can we just kind of get over it? It's been beat into us.
Right.
So, it's never going. It's one of those things that we'll never get over.
Now that, like Karis Warner said, like, white kids are now wanting to be niggas. So that's the
hey,
weird.
Look, like, if you want to be a nigga, you gotta prove yourself. All right, prove yourself, dog. When there's nigga shit going on, you need to be at the forefront. All right. When niggas need help, I need you right there, front and center.
No, Age, it's interesting that you mentioned that. I mean, because like the word nigga and drugs are so synonymous with black people. It's just like red man and Indian and alcohol. It's like, yo, like if I hear the word Indian, I automatically think Indian. The same thing with Native. If somebody says Indian, right? I don't think of the place across the sea. I think of the dudes at the reservation, right? Which again, how is it that we get shafted so hard? We built this fucking country and we don't get shit. They were here before us and they get put on land. And again, nobody in this country gets treated worse than Native Americans and black people. Nobody.
Right. Because they try to literally genocide them and they're trying to genocide us too.
Both of us.
Right.
Both of us. Okay. It was equal. Okay. I want to let everybody know here. The hatred that they had for the black and the Indian man was equal to each other. They looked at us like knuckle dragging stone. What's the word?
Stone throwers.
Love wielding Neanderthals. Okay?
Right, even though they're the ones with Neanderthal DNA, the only ones. Okay.
Thanks.
But you are right, and the other thing that people don't talk about, and we ain't got to talk about this too much, but there were already black people here who had cities already.
Yes.
There were already black people here. They already had cities. They made treaties with the white people, and the white people broke the treaties. And these are not trustworthy motherfuckers that we're dealing with, man.
As much as we are seeming like we're flaming white folk, because I personally invited some Facebook people from this comic book community to tune in on that Joker conversation. I just want to put it out there, like this conversation is real, but I don't believe that we hate white folk.
No,
I hate as many white folk as I hate black folk. Just to put it out there.
I'm an equal opportunity hater.
Yeah. I just want to let people know that. I'll put it out there clear.
Right, and I follow Baba Dick Gregory. What he said is that these white people that we see in the streets, they're not real white people. You know what I'm saying? The real white people are the people who can make a phone call and figure out whether the stock market is going to go down or up tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the people with the power. And they have power over these quote-unquote white people that we see in the street. Right? And the trick is, because this country really ran on tricks, the trick is they make street level white people feel like they're the same status as ruling class white people, and they're not. And the ruling class looks down on them the same way that they look down on us. But the problem is sometimes they look down on us too, even though we're on the same playing field. And you know, as black people, we take disrespect very, very personally. Like, imagine somebody who's same height as you, and instead of looking you in your eyes, they look down on you. that's an offense, dog. Like,
even though they're on the same playing field as us, they have the opportunity to bounce up one notch on us.
Of course, it's like a totem pole.
Facts.
On a fluke, any given.
Right.
Hey, man.
And they got opportunities that we're not even presented.
I mentioned this on the show before. Facts. Like I said before, man, they opened up the plantation. They realized, oh shit, this slavery stuff works on poor people. Let's do that. And the rest is history. That's so interesting. I like that. Then the rest is history.
That's funny. So look, I got this poem, and then we can get up out of here. We had a lot of good words. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the podcast. Shout out to the people. All of that good stuff.
Man, shout out to Black Man Meat. This was a good episode, man. We had a lot of good combo here tonight. Appreciate y'all coming out.
Oh yeah, and I'm sorry. There's somebody's comment who I didn't see. I was not even looking at the chat. Somebody, G Crosses says there are white people who say nigga, and black people don't have a problem with it because we know them and we know they're cool. Mostly ones that grew up around black people. It depends on who you are. It's a person to person thing. I know some white people who get a pass, but honestly, I don't personally like hearing white people say nigga. Man. I don't even like Asian people or Mexican people saying nigga. To be real, you know, unless I'm feeling particularly hurt about it, I make a problem. People a pass. I mean, they like the blacks of the Asian community.
Yeah. I give Filipinos a pass.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
I'm over fighting somebody in the street over saying nigga. I might not like it. I might voice my opinion to you about it, and we'll take it from there. But I'm not about to fight you over the word nigga, man.
Hey, brother, you see that? Didn't we talk about that a couple episodes ago? Like, there's some things that we as black folk spend too much time on, and we spent our wills and creative energy on it. We've gotten nowhere with it. And not to say we should give up on topics, but some topics are just not worth the fight.
Right. It's just a word, dog.
Right now, you my nigga, I'm your nigga. Like,
I know white niggas, I know black niggas, I know, Asian niggas, Mexican niggas.
Look,
like,
what if
niggas?
I know. What if we really just said, let's stop putting that energy in the word nigga?
Right. Then
just stop the energy. Like, if it happens, it's just like that energy of kumbaya.
Age, man.
Oh, a minute, feel me. The kumbaya energy. What if we stop trying to be lovey-dovey with everyone?
Then we could be real about shit.
Be real.
Yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, I don't believe nothing that nobody says. I only believe what they do. You know what I'm saying? You could be talking all crazy and then really have my back when it comes down to it. And you could be talking nice as a beast, and then when it comes down to it, you fold it on me instantly. Alright?
Or you could be the white dude that calls me nigga and really have my back.
Right.
And then you're the black dude that calls me nigga.
Or brother.
Stab me in my back.
Right. Right. And we've all seen multiple versions of these people, man.
Come on. So at this point, what if we really just say, you know what? This is put nigga in the grave and just let it rock.
Right. Like all I'm saying is, if you say nigga, you better be down for niggas, man.
Or whatever. Let's just say this. If you're gonna use the word nigga in whatever term and way you're gonna use it, just be prepared for the consequences.
That too. If niggas is mad at you and don't want you saying it, bro, don't say it.
Get your ass whooped. If niggas want to,
I'm not gonna protect you, dog. Even if you're my friend. Even if you're my friend, I'm not protecting you. Look, put it on the record. If anybody gets their ass beat for saying the word nigga, I'm not protecting you.
No.
If you say it around me, you get your ass beat. I don't care who the fuck it is. Like, I'm sorry, dog, bro.
Like, yeah, go ahead, King. It's on you, G.
Oh, I was just gonna say, man, to what you said earlier. To quote, MF Doom. What's that song you got? One smart nigger. It's not about the word. We are the intro is like we so hung up on the word itself, but it's the intent of how you use it. It's like somebody was like, well, they don't get mad when Jay-Z says nigga, and some white guys from college town was like, they don't get mad when Jay-Z says nigga. Well, yeah, that's because Jay-Z ain't saying it like I own you. He's just saying it like, hey, what's up? Like, y'all my niggas. You on the
right, and motherfuckers need to stop capping it and acting like it ain't what it is. You play video games. How many of these motherfuckers online saying nigger all day to try and hurt our feelings? Same motherfuckers talking about, I should be able to say it. I'm gonna say it in a rap song. Same motherfuckers, man.
Thanks. I got a wall bounce chainsaw in Gears of War 3, and I think I still got that message on my Xbox. It was just one word, nigger. And I'm like, bro. And I was like, yeah, this is my badge of honor right here.
No, there was a whole person who came in this chat, went into my Discord, and spammed nigga everywhere. 1,000 times.
Look. At this point, okay, so let's accept it. People are going to use the word nigga to be disrespectful as an intent, and to be like belittle you. But like, if it doesn't work, because at this point the word nigga is actually pretty cool. Put a beat behind it, it may slap, my nigga. Hey,
Right.
so I'm just saying, like, it doesn't have the same thing as it used to have. It really doesn't. Like, people trying to make it have this thing. White boys get in your chat room, bro. You know you wouldn't say it to my face.
Right. Right.
Man,
Because you
I
a square. And that's why I stand on mine. That's why I don't worry about what nothing that nobody says. Because you ain't gonna say it to my face, dog. You ain't gonna say when it's real. Shoot. Talking all this internet trash.
I don't think the internet bullying would have lasted back in Martin Luther King's time. They've been like, "Are you serious? Like, I'm about to get up and walk away from the computer. Why are you standing out the computer? We got a march."
Right.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's go.
And that's a conversation for another episode. We got a whole thing on that.
Thanks.
I can't believe these motherfuckers on the internet. How are you triggered by some stuff on the internet that you've seen, dog? You better block this motherfucker, man. I will block a person in a second. I'll block a person in a second.
Say that again. Will you say that again for the viewers and listeners? One more time, please.
Block these motherfuckers, man. Don't be sitting up in here looking at people who you don't agree with, who trigger you and who make you mad. Go with your people. Talk to them about solutions. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to do. And if people come in here and they start talking crazy ass shit, I'm blocking them. They don't even get a chance to be here. See, people get it twisted, right? People get it fucking twisted. They see you on Facebook and they're like, "This is a public space, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "No, it's not. No, it's not a public space. No, it is absolutely this is actually
my page.
Right. This is a moderated forum. All right, I'm the moderator. What I say goes, whether you like it or not. And I don't give a fuck how you feel. If I don't want you here, you're out. Tell your homies I kicked you out too, so that them stupid motherfuckers ain't gonna be here either." Yep. I'm blocking your ass immediately. Right. I'm not about to go back and forth with you. I'm not about to pity you and do all this stuff. I'm just blocking you out of here. We're continuing the conversation. That's it.
Or more importantly, don't get mad if I have a rebuttal and my rebuttal is so bad that you sitting there like, what? Don't say nothing stupid because I'm gonna say something so smart to you. You're gonna be like, what? I will answer you, even if you troll me. Because why? I think that shit is hilarious that trolls really think that you finna say something that's really about to make them be like, oh my God. I mean, that's what happens when you have no self-esteem and pride in self.
Right.
You feel me?
Like, oh, you're not mastering Pokemon. I'm like, it's a kid's game, bro.
But no, King said it though. King said it. When you have, right now, you have to have inner strength. We said this on a show before. You have to have inner strength. You have to have a lot of pride. And you have to have a lot of self-worth about yourself because you're spending a lot of time by yourself right now. You're by yourself. And even on the internet with all your followers, you're finding out that you're by yourself more now than ever.
Right.
Oh, yeah. One of my coworkers, that's my last one, got mad at me one time because I told him, like, you ever watch Ellen? And I was like, yeah. I was like, man, she's probably one of the saddest people I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, what do you mean? Ellen's so happy. She got this show. She got all this money. I'm like, yeah. She also suffers from the same problem that most celebrities suffer from. They're like, what is that? When everybody loves you, no one does. I mean, and then, only a couple months later did it come out that Ellen was a fucking piece of shit. But, I mean, come on.
Right,
you've been around.
She too uptight.
Ultimate power corrupts. Exactly.
That stick is too far up her butt. She can't even move her arms or legs no more, bro. She needs somebody to do it for her.
Absolutely. I like that. It's like Jimmy Kimmel or all those, like when you hear about all those celebrity comics that end up either becoming stale or the comedy goes to shit because they went corporate. That's why Dave Chappelle backed out. I mean, then you look at like people like Amy Schumer, who sold out, and then it's like, damn, bro, what the your comedy was so funny back in the beginning, and now it's all like generic and stale, and you're preaching to us. Nobody wants to hear that shit.
So I know we're almost out of here, and to just speak on all those that were before that made sacrifices. Let's just be aware and take notes as we get ready to go into tomorrow and apply all the sacrifices that we've seen the comedians, the actors, everyone. You know what I'm saying? There's too many names. A lot of people have sacrificed a lot. Let's not fall into the same traps that they fell in before us.
Right, and let's do bigger and better, man. Bigger and better forever.
Like, even though that was Martin's dream, this dream bigger than Martin.
Right, because that's how it's supposed to be. All right, and that's
no
disrespect to him at all.
Absolutely not. Also, last one, man. Shout out Stan Lee for creating X-Men, and creating the character of Professor Xavier, who was based on Martin Luther King. So his legacy will live on forever.
Right.
I mean, not now, because current X-Men right now, definitely not like it was back in the 60s. It is no longer a fight for freedom or mutant equal rights. It is now a battle of I wish a nigga would, but it is real. I like it.
Right.
I like it. I like it.
Right. Exactly. I'm just talking to somebody. I'm just telling. Hey, yo, G Crosses. They say have a good night, and they say it sucks that they hit the end of the show. Come back next week on Monday, 7 p.m. PST. That's when we hear every week, and it's also on YouTube. It's on YouTube. You can follow my man's Age Scott. You can follow Noir King. He does gaming videos. I do gaming videos. My man Age Scott, he raps and he also makes comic books. I rap too. You feel me? Yeah. So you can follow us all, and the thing is, as black people, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. We gotta go out of our way to support each other,
especially on social media.
Right. Yo, look. I just got hit up right now by a black graphic designer, right? And they're from Nigeria, and they told me that they got blocked on Twitter. I hit them up like 6 months ago, and they didn't respond. And I'm like, okay, I guess it's whatever, right? But they hit me back, and they're like, I'm sorry, I got blocked because I said some things about the president or the governor. I was like, damn, bro, that's crazy. Yo, I wanted to fuck with you anyways because you was, you know what I'm saying, you was a part of the people. But the fact that you're out here on a political tip makes me want to fuck with you even more. So like the next time I need some graphic, and I do graphic design, but the next time I need some graphic design work, I'm going to him. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was like 2013, 2012, back in the day. They were planning a rebellion in Egypt, and the Egyptian president shut off the internet through Facebook. That shit was lit. They had a whole little organization inside of Facebook, and the president found out, and he was like, "All right, all internet in the country is shut off." Then they went to war, which is where we were at. Gaddafi. I think it was it was like 2017.
And then he was killed.
You know, it's kind of funny. It's funny that I'm even part of this podcast with you right now, Naj, because I was thinking about it the other day, just while I was doing some random shit. But I was just like, you're like a radical dude, and I've been knowing you to be a radical dude for years. So to know that, to see where you're at right now and with King, like it only makes sense. Like you were doing this decades ago. So, there was no Facebook and internet. You were in this space years ago, bro.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Quick shout out. You were probably one of the first like local rappers that I knew personally that actually was like in there
with the shits. Yeah.
Yep, like about the streets. And wasn't about like the flashy gold or none of that shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like.
Every time I would cross Naj, you would be out there with the shits.
I appreciate that.
It wasn't like I was just smoke kicking homie either. It was like I always bump into you at functions.
So, yeah, right. Like out there in the world doing stuff, living and grooving.
Yeah. Because I was out there with the shits too.
That's true. Yeah. And that's why I fuck with you. All right.
Oh, bro.
Hey man, I will only say the only show I ever went to that I actually kind of was like, all right, well this is trash, and it wasn't nothing on you, SumOfMan. It was just the format of the show. But you remember that birthday where they was rapping and they did the comedy and they did the rapping and the comedy back to back. The skate park was in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, and this is no.
I remember that show.
Yeah, but this is more on the organization of that shit. Just to throw the format out for you guys, it went comedy, rap, which is a terrible format because you laugh hella hard, right, for like 5, maybe 10 minutes, and then you immediately go into like jump around and get crunk and shit. And I'm like, This don't work. This does not. I can't even breathe. Like I'm laughing fucking hard. Now I'm over here like, fuck yeah, fuck you, establishment. And then my man Najee did this song called fucking what was it? Enchilada burritos or some shit like that. Kombucha habanero. That shit was hella funny.
I gotta hear that last track you were talking about last time, Naj. That what's that? It was a hood ass title.
Oh, you talking about Beat That? Oh my god, bro! I gotta hear that.
Please put that on CD. I gotta hear it.
Hey man, look.
Oh my god, bro! It really was, bro.
All I know is, bro. All I know is, SumOfMan, we gotta do the biggest collab ever, and we gotta do the Fallout collab, bro. Because I gotta get that Fallout. Yeah. I think I had a Fallout. I gotta.
Yeah, that was a slap. That was a slap. I need to bring that shit back, honestly.
Hell yeah, bro! I want to do a montage on that one, but it's about that time.
Bro, you know what?
If you got a montage, dog, I got the track.
This world is so coming to an end, and it seems like we gotta get our dreams done ASAP.
Right.
Get all so let's record. I would love to record you guys super much. And you mentioned birthdays, King. You know, my birthday is February the 5th, and the 6th.
Oh, snap.
6th is we're gonna be at that section in Oakland that's called Brooklyn, that new little side section. Mm-hmm. I don't know, it's over there by Laney, but it's my boy's gonna be out there DJing in the outside area.
Okay.
So I'll give it the invite.
Sounds like the alley.
Yeah, it's outside, and we're gonna do it from 2 to 5, 2 to 6. Just kick.
That's nice.
I'll give you the heads up, bro.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be there.
I'll give you the heads up, guys.
If I'm not working, I'll be there.
Thank you.
It's important. That's not my dream. I want more than peace.
Right. And let's talk about dreams right now. The poem is actually called Harlem by Langston Hughes, and it starts off: what happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode?
That's beautiful. Thank you for that.
Damn.
Yeah, man, gotta get.
Dream John sleeping now.
How you doing, ma'am? I'll give you a proper
hey.
They gotta get. She in the other room now, but I'll tell y'all, say, hey, you gotta keep the legacy alive, man. Gotta keep the history alive. That's what we gotta do. We gotta really work at it. We really gotta have a culture and an intentional culture, and I think it starts with the self, and it goes from there. You know what I'm saying? The more we indoctrinate ourselves with it, the more we spread it around to each other, the more solidified we can become. And with that, we can get up out of this beast, man.
Thank you for the evening, everyone.
Facts, big facts. Peace out.